Hello guys, welcome back. This is the fourth game of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman round 1, and it's the fourth straight loss for Australian teams. And this is probably the most embarrassing out of all the games that has happened this weekend. Now the Western Force is going to play again after this, after I make this video. So not too sure how that's going to go. Hopefully not too bad, because Western Force has a team that has a lot of character, and hopefully that's gonna go well. Like, I don't expect them to win, but at least it's gonna be like entertaining and competitive. Whereas this game, I honestly don't even want to do this review. Like, this is just a appalling, awful performance by the Rebels, and it's just. I struggle to watch the whole game. I honestly struggled to watch the game. I wanted to do something else. I almost felt like I was torturing myself watching this. The Rebels were so bad in the second half, especially. The players were just making amateur mistakes. They were under a little bit of pressure. And they're just like dropping the ball left and right. Like passes going to the ground. Line out being like not thrown. Scrums weren't going well. Like absolutely dominated by the Blues in every aspect of the game. And it wasn't just like dominated it wasn't just like dominated in these pieces. It was like the Rebels were falling apart as they're getting beaten. The error just compiled on top of the pressure and then just led to more errors. And it was just unwatchable. I think they have a new coach. And the only thing they could have done is squeeze out 3 points for the entire game. Could not score a single try. Could not even string together like a consistent, period of play where they put pressure on the Blues for like a try scoring opportunity. They just drop the ball whenever they're attacking. Whenever they had the ball, they kick it away, and guess what? The Blues just gonna run at you. So. From the start of the game, it was pretty, stale at the beginning. Both teams were playing really conservatively. The first 12 points scored by the Blues were all conversions. And the Rebels had one conversion at 10-minute mark. So there was... Blues scored their first... Got the first conversion. It looked like they were going to take the game seriously. So it's actually a little bit funny. The Blues kind of overestimated the Rebels, right? So the Blues had a penalty. Instead of going for kickable range, instead of going for maybe a line out, apply some pressure, they decided to respect their opponent. They respected the Rebels and took 3 points 6 minutes in. The Rebels, a few minutes later, did the same thing. 3 points, 10 minutes in. And then it was starting to get a little one-sided, and the Blues just piled in 3 more penalties by the 30-minute mark. Okay? Now, let me just put my notes up here. Okay? So by the 30-minute mark, the Blues was up 12 points to 3. All conversions, right? And and then, just before halftime, the Blues thought, hey, let's roll the dice, see if we can score a try. And before that, the Blues, actually, it kind of started a bit earlier than that. Around the 30-minute mark, the Rebels starting falling apart under pressure. There was a maul from the Rebels line out. The Rebels did a maul around the 50-meter mark, in the halfway point. They had a line out, did a maul. Ball comes out. Powell was under a bit of pressure, so he threw a poor pass to Tamura. Tamura was had Rico Ioane right in front of his face, so he got tackled as he was passing the ball. So the ball flew up in the air, bounced off didn't go to anyone, just landed in no man's land. And who was it that picked it up? I can't remember who picked it up. Do I have a name here? I think it was number 12 on the Blues. Just swept in, picked up the loose ball, and ran 50 meters, scores a try. Now the Australian... I've been criticizing the New Zealand referee earlier today. I'm going to have to be fair. The Australian referees are pretty bad this game as well. This is the biggest mistake I've probably this weekend so far. Okay. So they go back and watch the tackle from Rico Ioane on Matt Tamura. It did not show. So the rule is the referee on the field decision is try. You have to have definitive footage to show that there's an issue to the try. You have to have definitive result to override the decision on the field. So all the angles were showing that Rico did not touch the ball when he made the tackle. Okay? None of the angles had a clear shot that Rico touched the ball. It just looked like he went for the tackle and Tamura flicked the ball up as he's getting tackled because he got smacked in the arms. And Andrew Mertens even mentioned that the only way this could be a knock-on by Rico, because the ball went back for the Rebels, which means went forward for the Blues. The only reason this could be a knock-on for the Blues is the ball has to touch from elbow downwards. So the ball has to touch Rico's either in the forearm or in the hands. That would be a knock-on. If he touched anywhere else on Rico Ioane, it would not have been a knock-on from the Blues. And the try would have stand. So the video referee looks at this, and everybody's looking at it. You can probably go look at it yourself from the VOD. There's no angle that clearly shows the ball even touched. No angle even showed that the ball even touched Rico Ioane. Okay? No clear angle that showed. And so the referee makes the decision. After a extended period of review, goes to the decision and goes, and he calls the referee and goes, the ball touched Rico Ioane's shoulder. Therefore, it's a knock-on. No try. And then on-field referee goes, yeah, okay. Well, no try. Knock-on. And Andrew Mertens was just I'm pretty sure, as I've just explained to everyone watching the live broadcast, knock-on has to be from elbow downwards to your fingers. So that could not have been a knock-on if they touched the shoulders. So the referee, despite the footage being very difficult to see, managed to determine that the ball did touch Rico, but touched Rico's shoulder, which technically is not a knock-on if that's what you saw. And they written off the try. Technically the first try, which happened around 30-minute mark. That's pretty awful refereeing. And gotta say, we need to do better than that, Australian rugby. Actually, I don't know. At that point, despite the fact that I'm Australian, I wanted to turn off the TV. Right there, I wanted to turn it off. That was so bad. Anyway, moving on. On the 41st minute in the first half, so overtime, Blues were finally able to get their first official try. Basically, there was the Blues were going forward, and the Blues number 3 runs in, and he gets shoulder charged, tackled on the ground. As he was falling to the ground, he had the ball in one hand, flicks it back up to the Blues. I think it was might have been the fly half, but he flicked it past to a support player, and then the Blues just spun the ball out wide really quickly, and on the win, it was who was it that scored a try? Robinson was on the win, puts the ball down, try time, and it was a really good set of plays where like the offload off the ground with one hand. Well, looked quite impressive. Really good ball skills from the Blues. And it was just like first try before the halftime. And Rebels really starting to put under a lot of pressure at this point. Now, second half starts. The Blues kind of realized from that last try that the Rebels just breaks if you put a bit of pressure on them. They have, for the whole season, the Rebels has never been able to cope with pressure. And they've been kicking for 3 points every opportunity that they had just to alleviate the pressure of scoring tries, literally. And they have been very, very unsuccessful in scoring points in terms of scoring tries throughout the whole season. Marika Corambetti, the number one guy in Rebels, has not scored a try in 8 consecutive games. Not a single try this season. And it's just like one of the best ball runners could not score a try for a team as talented, as stacked with talent as the Rebels. You cannot score with the one of the highest, like the most explosive try scorers in the world. The Rebels could not set him up for a single try this season. Corambetti. So anyway, let's get on with this. Let's just at this point I'm just beating a dead horse, talking how bad the Rebels are. Let's just talk about how good the Blues are, okay? And just get this over with. So 46 minute, so Tutu goes over for his first try for the Blues. Basically, Bryce Him goes through a gap, and then there was some quick balls, and eventually a really good pass from Christie's sets up Hoskin Sotutu for his first try. 46 minutes, and that's the first try for the Blues. And now the Blues are building some confidence. 55 minute, there was Sotutu goes over for his second try and third try for the Blue. Okay, so basically the Blues were building a lot of pressure, right? And then it looked like one of their players has gone over for a try. And instead of having a look upstairs, the referee just went, nah, that was not a try. And on the video replay, it looked like the ball touched the line, but the referee didn't even bother to go back to the replay. Just went, nah, no try, let's just go back for a scrum. Anyway, there was a big scrum from the Blues, and they just absolutely demolished the Rebels. And so Tutu, the number 8, as the Rebels scrum is getting destroyed, picks up the ball, goes over for his second try. That's the third try for the Blues. 5 minutes later, at this point, Blues, the Rebels are just absolutely falling apart. Like, if you watch this, you would not believe this is a professional team. Like, it's just, they're just dropping balls, and the Blues are just running wild all over them. I have it in my notes. Defense is in shambles. It's my description of what's happening. The Blues were just like in full confidence. Every time they go into tackle, just like popping the ball back, bit of offloading, short balls, just like short pop passes. And like there was one point, right? I think it was this try or the last try. But there was one point where the Blues were so confident, they just like throwing the ball like around 3 or 4 times between like the same 2 people right by the sideline. And they were still able to keep the ball in touch in play and run through, sets up for the try. Like it was just like the Blues had absolutely no fear, and the Rebels were just hopeless. Basically, anyway, so for the fourth try, it was Akio Ioane. There was a short ball from so there was a lot of pop passes. There was a short ball to number 4. And he runs through a gap. And then there was just, after he made that break, there was just huge numbers out to the left. And the Blues just spread the ball out wide to the left. And Akio Ioane was the one right out of the win, gets the ball, puts the ball down. Just so easy. Like after the short ball break made by number 4 from the Blues, I don't have his name here. It was literally like the Rebels' backline was non-existent. There was no one, like everyone just like, everybody in the backline was offside. And there was like 6 people on the win, and there was like 2 defenders on the Rebel side. Not only they were offside, but there was only like 2 of them. So, 4th try for the Rebels. The 5th try comes in. Again, just there was a lot of players. I think this is where there was like people just like handballing each other, like basketball throwing the ball. That everybody was talking about how some of these players from I think Sonny Williams on the commentary was talking about how some of the Blues players could be playing for basketball for the Blues. They're just like literally like throwing the ball back and forth between each other like it's a basketball ball. Like it literally looked like, okay, I think everybody have seen this like maybe when you were a kid, like some, or maybe you've seen this in the movies, right? Like some kids getting bullied and like the tall bully holds up the kid's like, you know, lunchbox or something, and he throws it over to his friend, and who's also really tall. So the kid just comes in, he tries to grab it off the tall kid's hand, and the tall kid just like holding the ball up, and then throws it back to his other tall friends. And this, and these bullies are just like, you know, basically using their height advantage and just like throwing this, throwing this, you know, lunchbox around, and the little kid just running around between them trying to get his lunchbox back. This is literally what it looked like when the Blues were playing the Rebels tonight. They were just throwing the ball between each other, and the Blues were just like scrambling around, waving the arms, trying to get the ball, trying to stop the tackles. Anyway, eventually there was a crossfield kick. I think there was a small break by Rico. So there was handball, and then eventually Rico Ioane made a little break, and then I think Black, he picks the ball up, crossfield kick to Lamb, catches the ball on the fly, nobody in front of him. Again, on the opposite side of the end of the field, no one there, catches the ball, puts the ball down, and that's the 5th try for the Blues. And then on the 73rd minute, the 6th try for the Blues came in at Ikea Ioane for his 2nd try in the game, okay? And this one, so basically there was a kick on the Rebels, like a kick, the Blues were dominating the Rebels, so they did a kick behind the Rebels defense, and the ball rolled out inside the Rebels 5-meter line. So the Rebels had a defensive 5-meter line out, and they completely botches the line out, they overthrows the line out, and then for some reason, okay, get this in your mind, okay, it's a 5-meter line out, so the Blues had to be 10 meters back from the line out, and the Rebels backline was only 5 meters away from their own line because they can't go behind the try line. So the Rebels defense was at 5-meter line. The Rebels, I guess, players were at the 5-meter line, and the Blues were 10 meters behind the 5 meters. So the Blues had 10 meters to reach the line out, whereas the Rebels only had 5. The ball gets overthrown. The first person to get the ball is a Blues player. I think someone from the Blues backline came up and got the ball before a Rebels player can make 5. Anyway, so Blues got the ball from the Rebels line out. Basically, there was like the Rebels had no defense. Like they did not, the defense was non-existent. So so the ball carrier got tackled. I think there might be one face, and then Ikea just pick and go, pick and drive, quick ball, pick and drive straight away. No one was there to stop him. He was too big. Try time for the Blues, 6 tries. And apparently the last time Blues has put more than 40 points margin over another team was in 2011 or 2010 against the South African Lions. The Lions team from South Africa. And that's the last time the Blues put more than 40 points against any team. The Blues hasn't been good towards the end of this season either. And Caleb Clark, I think he's gone to play 7s. So I don't think he was, I'm not sure if he was playing. I don't think he was playing today. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't see him on the field. I don't think he was playing. But anyway, yeah. I don't know what to say. The Rebels, I mean, I really wish that I don't know what to say. Watching their games has been really painful and unpleasant for this entire season. And yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the issue. I honestly don't know what the issue is. I can't. I mean, they changed the coach. It's just. I don't know. I think that the team just does not have the. Like they really lacked. Like, I guess the mentality to grind out like tough situations. I just say, the team is soft. That's probably what I want to say. Just soft. Like the players are soft at the Rebels. Like, you know, the Waratahs, despite the fact being ranked lower, the players are not soft. You know, against the Hurricanes, they fought back. Yes, the massive defensive issues, but they fought back. They hung in there. They played to the last minute to score a try in the last second. The Rebels could not score anything. Could not do anything. And the Waratahs, you know, had resilience. Same with the Western Force. The Western Force has people like from Argentina, just people, you know, literal outcast players from all over the world. Like it's like a barbarian team. Yet they're able to pull out wins against very, very tough opponents and in really, really tough situations. They're able to like pull themselves out with their own grit and determination. Something that the Rebels just don't have. It's a team culture issue. If I'm the coach for the Rebels team, I would just say, if you don't win again, we don't pay you. Let's see what happens. Or something like that. Or like take them to like military camp or something. Let them eat worms for a week. Just like harden up. Really understand what it means to be on the field. What, like, you know, there needs to be a sense of duty when you're on the field. You're not just there to collect a paycheck. You're there to, you know, work with your teammates to make, you know, to deal with the tough situations, to grind out a win at all costs, to never give up, to play till the end. And that's something that the Rebels don't have it. They don't have that mental fortitude to handle tough situations. Just soft.